Hi, this is Doug Heikkinen, and I'm here in Chicago at the Schwab Impact Conference with Jeff Chang from CBOE Vest. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Doug. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
Tell us a little bit about what CBOE Vest is and how it helps advisors.
Sure. So CBOE Vest is an asset management firm, it's a majority-owned subsidiary of CBOE Global Markets. We specialize in target outcome investing, helping advisors shape the returns to more fit their risk-return profile for their investors.
How is technology changing the way you're approaching investor ed?
Sure. So what's really exciting over the last, I'd say, 10 years is this idea of user interaction, user interface design. So, 30 years ago, if you purchased a computer or even a coffee machine, it would come with an instruction manual. Nowadays, like a device like this phone, which is much more complex than you would have in your, let's say your Apple II computer that you saw in the 80s, doesn't come with a manual. Because why? Because you're actually interacting with the actual device. Well, we think you can actually bring that into financial services, as opposed to having instructions and education, having them actually interact. And that's why we at CBOE Vest have built some tools where investors can actually interact and can create option strategies actually right there on their phone and interact with the actual investment. So for instance, at CBOE, our indexes, you can actually move them up and down, and if the underlying, let's say S&P, if it was up a certain percentage, what does that start to look like? And that interaction, I think, is really where people truly start to understand the actual investment.
That is the future.
Yes.
And speaking of the future, the robo-advisor has been very instrumental in furthering ETF portfolios. What's next? What's coming after that?
Sure. So I think the realm of options, right? Options that used to be really only reserved for the more sophisticated traders. I believe now with technology, the more you get investors really looking at what are the possibilities that can be done with options through having a kind of a robo-type interface to say, hey, look, I can slide up to create protection or enhance my growth just by interacting with some level of software, like in a robo-advisor interface. I think it can really expand options outside of just the more sophisticated investors and traders.
Great. What's exciting for CBOE Vest in 2018?
Sure. So we have filed for ETFs, so we're excited about that. We're also really excited about not only from a technology standpoint, but also from a financial engineering standpoint. We just launched a Dividend Aristocrat fund that actually is the first fund, 40 Act fund out there using single stock weekly options. And for investors, when they look at weekly options, most people will realize that, hey, the premium on selling covered calls on weekly options, a large chunk of it comes in that last week. It's like a sporting ticket. When that event occurs, that last couple hours, that ticket drops in price rapidly.
Right.
An option does the same thing. Well, why not capture that benefit? But if you think about it, investors have a really hard time accessing that. So if you were to trade a weekly option, let's say on 50 stocks, that would take an advisor every Friday to trade that weekly option on 50 stocks for 52 weeks a year. That's over 260,000 trades if they have 100 clients. That's unattainable, but now they can get in a ticker and actually invest and get the benefits of weeklies, in addition to having a basket of stocks that are quality, like the Dividend Aristocrats.
That's great. That's exciting. Where can people find you guys?
They can go find us on our website at cboevest.com.
Great. Thanks. Great to see you.